As you may know, there are so many things to love about Lebanon. One of those things is Lebanon City Market. On episode 124 of the Love in Lebanon podcast, we chat with market manager Sarah Burns. The market has grown to nearly 30 vendors, and Sarah shares what you can expect this market season. Episode 124 starts now.
Welcome to the Love in Lebanon podcast, highlighting all the great things happening in Lebanon, Indiana. Have an idea for an episode? Send an email to loveinlebanon@lebanon.in.gov.
Hey everybody, thank you for listening to this episode of the Love in Lebanon podcast. We continue to break down and get ready for some awesome summer events that are taking place and set to take place throughout our community. And one of those reoccurring events that is fantastic is Lebanon City Market, set up for downtown Lebanon. And we've got a certified manager here with us on the market, Sarah Burns.
Yes.
With the Heart of Lebanon and now with Lebanon City Market. Sarah, thanks for being here on the podcast again.
Thank you so much for having me.
You need like one of those, multiple time attendees on the podcast.
Absolutely. I'm a VIP. I love coming in and talking to you though. So thank you so much for having me again.
No problem. So this is a month or 2 months into the new gig. What attracted you to do this sort of thing?
Well, so I used to be an event coordinator for another town in Indiana, and I just so you have to cut that out.
You tried to keep a straight face. So you were in another Boone County community, in fact, just down off of I-65.
Yes, let's be specific. Okay, so I was the event coordinator for the town of Whitestown for several years, and I really, really loved doing events. And one of my favorite events that we did was the farmers market. And the farmers market held a very special place in my heart because it was a really great way to get the community together. We did ours on Saturdays, so on the weekend, and just support local. And I got to form relationships with all of the vendors because we were together once a week, every week, and for several hours, and just really got to know them and their families. And I think now, especially post-COVID, it's really cool for you to come out and see your neighbors because during the pandemic, a lot of people, they got new hobbies. And so you might have somebody that you see in the community or know, and you don't know that they make candles or that they have a garden. And so you catch them at the market and you're like, oh, I didn't even know that you did that. So I think it's a really cool experience all around for everybody.
Full transparency, probably going to keep the first part in. You're making fun of the community to the south of us currently.
Great.
But the second part is that's such a unique perspective. And it's not one that I thought of, the hobbies, because we were cooped up. We were stuck indoors and away from people. And now not only we get to show off the hobbies that we got into, but then that community piece is back.
Absolutely. And I think a lot of people during that time, food was scarce in the grocery store. So a lot of people did kind of homesteading and found a lot of joy in that. And I think a lot of people too realized how important it was to support people in their community that made local produce and other, artisan things. So. And
so you're in it now in Lebanon. We'll say that community nice and loud since we're not mentioning the other one. What is it about the market? Because you were there last season. What is it about Lebanon City Market that kind of, I don't know, gives you the warm and fuzzy, similar to what you felt in another community?
Yeah, so I love the Lebanon Market. I love the location. I love how it's downtown, and not only are you coming down to the market, but you're also seeing and supporting other local businesses. We have so many great restaurants down on the square. And when I say I live in Whitestown, but I really love and spend a lot of my time in Lebanon. So I'm going to just incorporate myself into
You summer here.
Yes, I summer here. Absolutely. So we do have a lot of really great businesses on the square, and it allows for a lot of, family activities and things to go on. It's just really a nice environment. So I enjoy it. And
it was distinct to me that one of the vendors that we'll talk about, one of the long-standing ones, talks about how maybe they don't make as much money maybe as they do in other markets, but there's just something about Lebanon City Market where it just kind of gives you that feel of this is a fantastic place to be and want to be there.
Yeah, and I think the vendors, they're very happy with the market, the ease of how it, of working with the people that run it, the ease of getting in and out, the walkability of it for the customers. And so I've had actually several of them. One of the vendors is not able to make it for the first half of the market. She's a longstanding one. It's Glass by Nan. But she's like, I'm still going to come. She goes, I love the market. And then another one of the vendors saw what they were talking about, how this is their favorite market, even though they do other ones. So I'm really, really excited to be part of this market and for the opportunity.
And don't want to bury the lead too much. You know, the market's happening on Tuesdays, still 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. downtown,
Yep.
June through September.
Correct. And then we won't be having the market on 4th of July. That does fall on a Tuesday. But I'm really excited because it typically happens on Meridian Street, but we've actually expanded our footprint, and we're going to be going a little bit down Main Street as well this year because we have so many vendors. So that's going to be new this year.
I remember that was a thing last year where it was packed, and if more vendors were added, a bigger footprint was needed, and that's great that problem presented itself and able to do that. You mentioned some of the long-standing vendors are back. Any fun new ones that we should be ready for and excited to see setting up shop?
Yeah, absolutely. So Sacred Rock Creations is a new vendor that we have this year. She does, her description on her application was jewelry, oddities, and curiosities, which I found fascinating. I was like, ooh, what is she going to have? But she has a lot of really unique decor items and things that she makes out of rocks, obviously. And then Martha and Mies, they do kind of like laser design things. So they do Lebanon tiger earrings, a lot of really kind of cool crafty decor things. And then Becky's Market, I know they've been before, but they're back this year, so I'm excited to have them as well. So
yeah, getting more produce, and I know that they had wanted to do it, and there was another market that they regularly attended on Tuesday, so glad that was able to work out. Mm-hmm. And you mentioned not having the market on July 4th, but one of the favorite things that I have with the market are the theme weeks and different scavenger hunts and Sprout and all that that stuff. And Sprout is the mascot of Lebanon City Market, everybody. But all those things back for this year?
Yeah, absolutely. So we have a theme every week. Our first one is This Is Home, and we try to incorporate a non-for-profit in Boone County to kind of tie in with the theme. And so at the first market, Habitat for Humanity is going to be out at Boone County. I love Habitat. I actually have a Habitat for Humanity home, so they hold a place in my heart. And we're also going to have like Isaiah 317 House come out, Purdue Master Gardeners. So all of that can be found on our Facebook page. I'm creating an event for every market that we have, and I'll list, what kind of activities are going to be, at that market. And then we have with the Heart of Lebanon, a gal, Denise, who is awesome. She's going to be finding ways to incorporate families and have more family activities to kind of get more families and things out to the market. So she's taking the lead on the scavenger hunts, which I love because there's a lot that goes into the market, and sometimes that kind of stuff just gets kind of pushed off to the side. So she's doing a really great job with it. And even the scavenger hunts are even going to have things for adults too. So she's got like a little kid version, and she's got maybe middle schoolish version, and then she's got adult high school. So different scales or different levels of difficulty with the scavenger hunts.
Yeah, that's terrific, because being a regular myself and having my own kiddos come down the scavenger hunts and visiting the different shops and things and sampling, that was always a big thing. But always kind of thought about, man, the older demographic, my age and parents, that type of thing. That's great to be able to harness that, to be able to provide that quality of life for everybody that's attending, not just for the kiddos and having them do that sort of thing. How great is it to be able to be involved and be part of that, to have it be such a great, friendly environment to be, and then being able to add some things to it.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're going to have the Sprout books back again this year. So adults can't get Sprout books. Sorry, Joe. But the kiddos can earn Sprout bucks by completing the different activities that we have at the market, which can be used with the vendors that are participating in Sprout bucks. So with the Sprout bucks, you can earn them and then spend them just like dollars. I know Veterans Ice was a really popular spot for kids to use their Sprout bucks last year, and Brad will be back this year. So if you're looking for shaved ice, he's your guy. But, we have a lot of other vendors that are participating in that as well. And on that note, I just want to make sure people know that we do accept SNAP at the farmers market.
That was on my list of questions.
Good, great. So we do have a lot of vendors that are participating with SNAP. So what you would do if you have an EBT card through SNAP is you would come find me or another volunteer at the market, and we can scan your card through our machine, and then you get wooden tokens that you can spend with the vendors that are participating, and then you just spend them like you would, dollars. So,
and it's great to be able to provide that to people who are wanting and desiring the fresh produce, fruits, vegetables, and everything that fits under the SNAP EBT umbrella, but being able to purchase it and have it just like currency and be able to go shopping right there at the market themselves.
Yeah, you're going to be spending that money anyway at the grocery store, so why not support the people in your community and your neighbor and spend it at the market? So
absolutely. Everybody, we are talking with Sarah Burns. She's the market manager of Lebanon City Market. And the markets are getting ready to take place here pretty soon, everybody. So it's going to be every Tuesday from 5 p.m. until 7 p.m. downtown Lebanon, with the exception of July 4th, which is on a Tuesday this year. Is it one of those things that you are just counting down the days, anxiously looking forward to this thing kicking off? Because it's going to be here before we know it.
Yeah, I'm really excited, but I'm also super nervous because while I've run a market before, there is so much that goes into it. You have to alert people about parking and not parking where the market's going to be, and making sure everybody has their proper permits, and just making sure that you're promoting it correctly. And so I'm really excited to kick it off, but also a little anxious as well. So if you guys come by the market on the 6th and you see me running around, just give me a pat on the back and say, good job. You did it. You did it.
You made it. You're alive.
Encouragement.
It's organized chaos, literally. And you mentioned, I saw on Facebook as well, the vendor spaces, available spaces are sold out. How many vendors does that take to be sold out?
Well, so we have 28 vendors. And we are able to kind of squeeze a couple in here and there, but what we call our seasonal vendors are full. So that would be any vendor that's there every day throughout the market. But we have a couple spaces here and there where we can squeeze in some other vendors that might be like just a day here and a day there. But we can only take food vendors at this point. So our artisan spots are completely full, but I still encourage people to fill out the application, which you can find on our website if you scroll down to the bottom, because things do happen. People call and they can't come, or they can't do the rest of the market, and so then I have an empty space. And so if you fill out the application, A, I'll have your information, but B, you'll see what we need from you in order to participate. A lot of people don't realize all of the different things that go into being a vendor, such as permits from the health department, insurance, etc.
You knew I was going to ask this question, and I know you're well prepared to answer it, but you mentioned the Facebook page.
Yes.
You are involved in social, and is that the best place to stay up to date and stay current with all things Lebanon City Market?
Yeah, so that's where we'll have each market listed individually as an event, so you can kind of see what's going on, activities planned. We're also on Instagram if you want to find us on there. But as far as event specifics, Facebook is the best place to go. Yeah,
and I'm looking at it right now. I mean, you mentioned the SNAP earlier. You talked about the when it is, homemade breads, baked goods, farm fresh eggs, jelly. I mean, you go soup to nuts there, quite literally. But one of the things also that I didn't have on my list of questions, but see it here, pickup and delivery within the city limits as well. If you can, kind of talk about that, being able to offer that service to shoppers that aren't able to maybe make it to the market.
I'm so glad you brought that up because it's such a great program. So we have what's called the Lebanon City Market to go. So there are a lot of people we all know in the summer, especially if you have kids, you're running, school might be out, but there's still a million other things.
It never stops, right? I mean,
right. So if you want to kind of experience what the market has to offer, but you can't go and shop yourself, you can go to our website and purchase the Lebanon City Market to go bag, and it's $42, and we get a collection of items from 4 different vendors and put them in the bag. So you could get anything from meat, vegetables, candles. It'll mostly be food. We might throw in like one artisan item here or there. But then you can either pick it up at the market, just pull up in your car, and we'll bring it out to your car quite literally for you and just hand it to you, and then you're good to go. Or if you can't even do that, Kara and Jay from Turbot and Rich are offering free delivery. Free.
Oh, that's awesome.
I can't believe it's like free
It's
delivery.
like a Market Dash type
right.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah, Market Dash. Ooh, we should like. Did you already patent that?
I didn't trademark it. No,
Okay.
no. That's free.
Okay.
There you go.
Well, you should probably trademark it when we get off of this podcast because that's a good one. So they'll deliver it to your house for free within, the Lebanon city limits. And yeah.
And everybody, if you're listening right now and you're thinking, $42, that seems like maybe a lot of money more than I want to spend. If we can be honest, as someone who's helped out with the market a couple of years in a row now, people were saying you're giving us too much, like because the vendors would throw in extra items and you're getting more than $42 worth of goods and services, and some of the people were saying, well, that's lasting us more than a week, and it's too much. You got to put less in there, but still charge me the same amount. So you're really getting a bargain for what you're investing.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I mean, I wish that I would have known about that program like last year, because I totally would have taken advantage of that. I mean, it gets so busy in the summer, and I would always want to support the market, but I wouldn't always have the time to go, park and shop.
And everyone, if you're also thinking maybe there might be some admission because there are some events there for the kids and for your maybe your older kids and yourself as well, the scavenger hunts and things. This is all free to attend. You don't have to go shopping. You don't have to spend a whole bunch of money. You can go and just stroll and kind of lose track of time and enjoy your time downtown.
Yeah, and all of the vendors are super friendly, and I find that they love to talk about their business and what they do and why they started it. And so, if nothing else, you'll meet some new people or see some people that I always run into people that I know when I visit the market. So
okay, as we round the final turn here, you've got to tell me about the reels that you're starting to put together as you're visiting some of the market vendors.
Oh,
okay,
yes.
Can you go into detail? Are you okay sharing those?
Oh, absolutely.
So what was the first one? And you got to share the experience.
Yeah, so part of my job is to go and do farm visits, and I love doing farm visits because you get to see where everything is coming from and just the pride that the vendors have in their product and stuff. It's just so fun and amazing. So I went to visit Sawet Farm, and
amazing bread. If you ever get a chance,
yes,
oh my goodness,
yes, and they have produce and all kinds of stuff. So they were showing me their goats, and Bill was telling me that the animals speak to him and tell them what their name is. And this guy, and he says it with such a straight face,
like deadpan delivery.
Yes, if you stop by the market, make sure you go and talk to Bill and Joanne because they're amazing and just hilarious. So he said that Joanne told me that that goat's name was Princess Snugglebunch, and I could not stop laughing. I was like, I'm speechless. That's amazing. And yeah, so she was a very friendly goat. I don't know where the Snuggle Bunch, where she thought that she was, deserving of the word snuggle, but I mean, she was a very kind goat, and
I don't know many goats that do snuggle. I don't know, but I don't know many goats either. So
well, I've met several, so maybe sometime I can take you to Sawet and introduce you to my new friends.
How much are you looking forward to this? Getting involved with all the vendors and doing these things?
I'm so excited. And I have to tell you, not just excited necessarily about the market, but just to be a part of the Heart of Lebanon, because it is such a great organization. And Missy and the team have done such a great job with making Lebanon just like a really special small town place. And I mean, I don't know how to describe it. It just has its own kind of feel, and I'm excited to be part of the organization just in general, really.
That's awesome. And welcome as Lebanon City Market. Again, everybody, Lebanon City Market getting set to take place every Tuesday starting in June here on the 6th?
Yes, June 6th.
June 6th is the first market, and ready to rock and roll 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. Free to attend, free and fun for the whole family. Sarah, thank you for being here on the podcast.
Thank you for having me.
It's always a miserable time when you commit.
I can see it in your eyes. You're like, get out of here.
Everybody, thank you for listening to this episode of the podcast. More episodes are coming your way soon. Take care.